Have you ever wondered how to hack a mobile application or device? In this video, we're going to talk about the PJMT exam from TCM Security. And no, I didn't fail the exam and crack my phone. It's one of my kids' phones. Okay, the Practical Junior Mobile Tester, PJMT exam by TCM Security. This exam was released on the start of November 2023, and I was able to take the exam at the end of November. When you purchase the certification, you get access to both the training material and a certification attempt, and you also get a free retake as well, which I think is brilliant. I think TCM are doing that with most, if not all, of their certifications as well that I've seen. So, great, huge thumbs up to TCM Security for that. I think really helps, especially if this is one of your first certifications in the industry. Taking that little bit of pressure off, knowing that you've got a retake available, is always a good thing. So, can't praise TCM Security enough for that. I wish other certification bodies would take a leaf out of there, but we'll come on to that in a different video. So, like I say, you get the training material and the exam attempt. So I'll go over the training material first. The training material was released, a year and a half earlier. It's the same training material that's been on the platform for a while now. It has been updated since its initial release with new content, update to existing content, and the content itself is fantastic. It's really well put together, really well written, and really detailed. It kind of covers everything you need to get started into mobile penetration testing. So, things like SSL pinning, static analysis, dynamic analysis, how to get applications from the Play Store, the Apple Store, all that kind of stuff is covered. Like I said, it has been updated a few times as well. I think the material is presented clearly. I think the author's done a brilliant job of getting across the technical elements in the training as well. It is all online through their academy portal, and it's all videos, and there's labs or so to go along with. Highly recommend going through the methodology as well. So when you go through the video, for example, and pull in an application from the Apple Store, the Play Store, do that. Set up your lab, follow the process, get used to the methodology, and use it to understand what that process looks like. There is elements about what tools to use and those kind of things, but it's not focused on tooling because tools change, right? It's focused on the methodology and the process that you should go through when you get a new application to review. What process, what methodology should you go through when you're examining that application? So starting with your static analysis, moving on, and what that looks like and how you do that, and what tools you could use to do that if they're available. If they weren't, what other tools could you use? Same with dynamic analysis, things like the SSL pinning, looking at applications, looking at API calls, all that kind of stuff. Again, if you want to use Burp, if you want to use Zap, fine. The process, though, is the same regardless of what tool you're using. It's understanding that methodology. So like I say, course, fantastic. I bought the course 12-18 months earlier, like when pretty much as soon as it was released, with the idea of taking the training. I just never got round to it, and then when I saw the certification was coming out, went through the training material, and then took the exam afterwards. Everything that you need for the exam is in the training material, so everything's covered. The only thing I would say is you do need to be familiar with web application and API testing as part of the exam environment. It is covered in the training material, and there is an overview on how to use Burp Suite. But I think just being more comfortable with it, so having more experience, not just what's in the course, but having more experience on using Burp, especially if this is kind of like one of your first certifications or you're new to the industry. Get familiar with API testing and Burp first. So there is an API hacking course on TCM Security, which is very good, and there's also free API training from AppySec University as well. I'll put links to both in the description, but highly recommend both, regardless if you're doing the certification or not. If you want to get into API testing, definitely check those resources out. I've done both, and I think they're both fantastic. So, highly recommend. Once you've done all the training material, of course, it's then time to look to the course. So, the exam. So, there's there's no need to schedule. There's no need to pre-book. Anytime that you're ready to take it, you can go onto the portal or the platform and start your exam environment. Once you start it, you then have 2 days to conduct the penetration test against a mobile application, and then you get an additional 2 days for the reporting. So a total of 4 days all in all. That is plenty of time. If you've gone through everything in the course material, then you've got everything that you need to do the exam, and 2 days is more than enough time. The exam environment that you get is fully spun up for you. I find it to be very stable. All you need for the exam is a web browser. While you're doing your labs, start up a VM, put your emulators on there, have all your testing from there, and all follow the course through from your own environment that you build up. But through the exam, one is provided, so you don't need to worry about any of your tooling, any VMs or anything like that. Or like I say, all you need is a web browser. You'll start your environment. It will send you the connection details, and from there you can log on, and then you have everything that you need to do your test. When you start the environment, you also get a rules of engagement document. Within that, it covers the target objectives of the exam, and it also gives a detailed overview of the environment. If anything gives you too much, it's really, really comprehensive, the amount of detail they've gone into in the rules of engagement, which it only helps you as a tester. It explains the environment, explains what you need to do to pass the exam. It's fantastic. It gives you, like I say, everything you possibly need. One key thing to highlight, there are no flags in this certification. It's not a CTF. It is you need to treat this as a real world penetration test, just like the PMPT exam. I haven't they've just released a web certification. I haven't looked at that yet, so I can't comment on that what that one's like. But this mobile exam is just like PMPT. It is not a CTF. The purpose is to conduct a penetration test against it, look for all the vulnerabilities that you can find within the application, and provide those in a clear, comprehensive, and detailed, well-written report. When it comes to reporting, you can use the same template, or at least I use the same template as the PMPT. So again, I'll put a link in the description for that. Just obviously tweak it so it's relevant to mobile penetration testing. Whilst I was going through the exam, I was just adding findings as I went rather than doing all at the end. Just add them in, add your screenshots in, add all the information, and then once you've finished, you feel like you've found all the vulnerabilities, or you've got to the end of the 2 days, all you then need to do is finish up with your summaries, and then it's good to go and send to TCM Security for review. When I took the exam, it took me about 8 hours start to finish, including the reporting. Obviously, you do have the full kind of 2 days. I just felt like I'd found everything, so I ended it early. Like I said, I was putting the vulnerabilities in as I went. So at the end of that, the testing time period, when I felt like I'd done enough, I just added the summaries, PDF'd it, and sent it over to TCM Security for review. About a day later, I got my result, and thankfully and successfully, I'd passed. All in all, I really enjoyed the exam. I thought it was fair. The only operating system you're targeting in the exam is Android, so I'm not sure I mentioned that before. So you do get an Android application you need to test. You don't test any iOS. Again, like I say, all the material on how to do that is in the training material. Like I say, really enjoyed the exam. Highly recommend to everyone. If you're looking to take the exam, my top tips, I guess, would be, take your time. Yes, I appreciate I just said I did it in 8 hours, but that's just the speed I felt comfortable doing. If you don't feel as comfortable with that, maybe you haven't got as much experience with mobile or API testing, you've got 2 days. It's plenty of time. Take your time. Don't rush. You've got a free retake, so the pressure is off. Just try and enjoy it. Have your course material open. It's an open book exam. You've got access to the internet. You've got access to hat tricks. You've got access to your course material. If you're ever stuck or you're not sure, review that. Like I say, it's not a find all the flags certification. It's a penetration test. So you want to be looking for all the different vulnerabilities. So if you want a list of those type of vulnerabilities you're looking for, look at your course material. Look at hat tricks on other online resources of what common vulnerabilities are in mobile applications, and go and look for those. Like I say, highly recommend going through the training kind of labs and processes first, just to get used to that, using tools like Mob SF and all those kind of things, just to get comfortable, get familiar, so it's not the first time you're using those tools when you're doing the exam. Um, what else would I say? Like I say, take your time, not a CTF, and I think just enjoy it. You know, yes, it's an exam. Yes, it's supposed to be challenging, but really, it's to just enforce that everything that you've understood, everything that's been taught to you in the training material. Like I say, if you've gone through it, you should have everything you need. Overall, highly recommend the exam. Like I said, they have released a web certification. I haven't took that yet. I'm hoping to be able to take that at some point, this year. You know, done a few exams now with TCM Security, and every single one really enjoyed, and they're really well put together. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what other certifications they bring out. So if you do take the exam, please let me know. Drop a like, comment, let me know how you get on. Please do, like I say, all the YouTube algorithm things. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.